Welcome back to Staring at the City. It's June 2024 and this is the City Update. If you're new to Staring at the City, we like to talk about artists, musicians, and all kinds of influence that's happening in the Twin Cities music scene. Today we're going to be talking about a group that I've been noticing called Ozone, an artist called Kamari Cloud, and a couple producers by the names of Styx, Chalk Villa, and Gabriella Jacobs. So let's get right into it. Alright, so let's get right into it. One of the groups that I've been noticing is this group called Ozone Creations. They're a very dope group made up of a variety of artists from here in the Twin Cities. And one of the artists that really stands out to me is Obi Original. He's a Afrobeats artist, and he's actually Nigerian just like me, so that's pretty dope to me. It's actually really dope to me to see the Afrobeats scene in Minneapolis growing and expanding. Like, I've seen a lot of dope artists, and as a matter of fact, the artist Libyanka is from the Twin Cities. If you don't know Libyanka, you should go and look her up right now. You probably have heard one of her songs. She's really blown up. And there's also a dope DJ here that I recently ran into who goes by the name of Tulsi Sound. He's a dope DJ in the Afrobeats scene. Another influencer that has put me on to more Afrobeats artists is a photographer, Duel, actually the owner of the company Diesel J's. Shout out to Diesel J's. But yeah, just to bring it all the way back, shout out to Ozone Creations. They're really making waves, making moves in and out of the city. I see them popping up here and popping up over there all the time, like influencing this group or that group. So really big shout out to Ozone, and specifically Obi Original too. I see him really making a lot of moves, like really big respect to Obi. That Nigerian heritage, man, it hits home. The next artist I want to get into is an artist that I've discovered a couple years ago. He goes by the name of Kamari Cloud. Kamari Cloud is a very dope artist, more of like your Minnesota artist, and he has a very unique style though, and like his content is very on point. He's very driven and motivated. Like whenever I run into Kamari, I always feel like his energy is on 10. You know what I'm saying? So one way that he actually described himself was as the White Prince, which is hilarious to me, like, because we're in Minnesota, so shout out to Kamari. He's really out here wavy doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? And he also designs clothes. He's a clothing designer, and a lot of his fits are tough, so shout out to Kamari. Keep doing your thing, man. One thing I also wanted to mention about Kamari is that his visuals are on point and consistent and creative. Like, he's not going to do like your typical music video, which is something that I really appreciate. And I think that we need to work together on something as well. But it's really important as artists that we put visuals to accompany our music, especially in this day and age when people are putting out music every day. It's like an everyday occurrence. If you really want to capture people's attention, it's important that you include some sort of visual with your music, and Kamari is a great example of how to do that on a consistent basis. Finally, I just wanted to talk about some producers that I've been noticing, and one producer and a couple producers that I've been working with. Always, like, right off the top, shout out to Vince Tumas, shout out to Rich Garvey. Another producer that I've been working with a lot recently is that boy Styx. Shout out to Styx, man. If you don't know Styx, you should probably tap in. But Styx makes beats, and he's got a lot of connections with dope artists in the Twin Cities and around the nation and around the world at that. The thing about Styx is that he's meticulously dedicated to his craft, and he's not going to cut any corners or hit you with any nonsense, which is something that I've experienced a lot of, which I wish I hadn't. But like, it's a breath of fresh air to run into a producer like Styx who's really about his business and about his craft. You feel me? So another producer that I've been working with is, that I ran into, is that boy Chalk Villa. Like Chalk Villa, you know what I'm saying? Like a villa, like a crib. So shout out Chalk Villa. Actually, Chalk Villa came through for an interview, and that was a good experience. I was able to get to know Chalk Villa a little bit more. From St. Paul as well, a sampler, loves to flip samples and, you know what I'm saying, make that sample sound. One thing that he put me onto was Japanese jazz music, and he's very into anime as well and Japanese culture. So it's dope to see Chalk doing his thing up here in Minnesota, up in the North Base. The final producer I wanted to mention was Gabriella Jacobs. Gabriella Jacobs is a producer that I ran into maybe even 10 years ago now, but she's been doing her thing consistently, coming back onto the scene, doing photography, DJing, producing, and just being a very consistent community member. She was on one of the first songs that I ever rapped on, and I still love that song, and I really appreciate her presence, and her energy is very on point and genuine too. So Gabby, I hope we're able to chop it up some more. But thank you for everything that you do, and keep producing, keep doing your thing. In conclusion, I've been in the Twin Cities, and I've been finding some cool types of events that have been popping up. With the legalization of marijuana now happening, I've been noticing that there's been more cannabis events that I've been popping up and going to. And so that's always a cool event to network with the community and see what kind of fire flame we got going on here in Minneapolis. Sometimes it's hard to find that really good stuff. So it's nice to have a community to cultivate the best connections to find, the fire tree. After that, I've been going to also some fashion shows as well, and I've been able to do photography and video at fashion shows as well. Go back and check out the Thank You music video that I've released a month ago. At this point, shout out to Cherry Sky Studios for helping me film that, and shout out to Smoking on the Runway. It was a very dope event at Earl Giles, which is located in Northeast Minneapolis. But yeah, fashion shows in general, I've been seeing more and more of too. That boy Prince had one as well with Amor the Tsunami, so that was cool. It was actually Amora's birthday fashion show, so that was a very lit event. Shout out to Kamari for inviting me out to that. And I also ran into that boy Motor was out there, and my boy Olu was out there too. So you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the gang. I also saw DJ Kessel out there. You know what I'm saying? She Go Hard. I saw I think it's called Only My Brothers. I think that's the group that performed. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Twin Cities, keep going hard, keep doing your thing. We staring at the city. My name is Nathan. Thank you for tapping in. You staring at the city. It's been the City Update. Peace.